Hi, this is Ed. Thank you to all my patrons. So hello to all my patrons out there. Excuse me. I just want to comment on something as a conspiracy going around at the moment. And in my opinion, there is a lot to it. And I've seen it before when I was researching what was known as pedogate, which of course has to do with the sexual exploitation of children. A lot of darkness in that arena. Of course, I'm still researching that, but there's a question in the ether at the moment which a lot of people are raising, and that's, is there a connection? Why are there so many videos involving this iconography? Just remember these three things: a needle, that girl off Frozen, you know, the Frozen princess, Elisa, I guess that's her name there, I'm unsure of the exact pronunciation. Her, a needle, and Spider-Man. What do those have in common? Well, if you type in needle, Spider-Man, Frozen, the character of Frozen, you're going to have literally many videos come up. And they all have a similar theme to them. They involve a needle, Spider-Man, and the young character of the Disney movie Frozen as pregnant. And a lot of people are saying that this is an example of a pedophile community, pretty much a fetish community around the sexual exploitation of these childhood themes involving now needles, Spider-Man, remember spiders, etc. in these have some kind of crypto meaning in the pedophile community itself, and these people that have fetishes involving these things, which of course is extremely sick and disturbing. But let's go into these videos. And now I'm just going to place a warning here: this isn't for the faint-hearted. I just wanted to show you a bit behind the curtain here, where a lot of researchers on Reddit, etc. vote, looking into this right now. Of course, we've seen this before with other channels, but never in this kind of scale. So it's very, I know a lot of people might say, well, it's just people, you know, just doing experimental videos or something. Maybe they're just sick or something. But you've got to understand this is across multiple different channels. It always involves the coded language of a needle, Spider-Man, and Frozen. Often these fetish communities, these pedophilic fetishy communities, will use their own phrasing in order to use a search term so they can find the content they want. So let's have a look at some examples here, then we'll go to some channels. So here's what you'll expect to see if you search for this. Pregnancy again, needle, the person off Frozen, Spider-Man itself again, a needle here, supposed to represent, I guess, a princess or Frozen. Again, spiders, violence, cutting off, acid in your eye, this behavior here. And of course, there's a lot more to this, as we can see down the side scroll here. Pregnancy in an ice pick, it looks like here. Superhero kids line. Here again, mixed, pregnant, Frozen, Elisa, Doctor, Spider-Man, cutting open, big belly. Do you reckon that's appropriate for a child? These are aimed at children. Pregnant, Frozen, Elisa versus Spider-Man, spider babies. Pregnant, Frozen, Elisa gives birth to baby, real life superhero fun movie. Looks like Arabic there. Again, this has got like 20, looks like 25, I don't know even if those are view counts or what that is. Here is a 7-year-old girl that's pregnant. Here we have cutting open the belly, cutting open pregnant Frozen Lisa with Doctor. Spider-Man gives Frozen Lisa. Again, and Mickey Mouse is sometimes thrown in here, as so is the Joker. It's very strange, okay? It's just extremely strange. I don't really know what to make of this. You have to go out and do your own research, decide for yourselves. Here is the recommended from this research here. Try it for yourself. Search Elisa on YouTube and click through some of the related videos. I would advise searching for that term and then add a comma and then Spider-Man and then just a comma and needle. We'll pull it up. Let's have a look at some examples of that right here. So though I'm just doing a random search, of course, all of these videos aren't like that. Some are probably legitimate, kind of just funny videos, etc. But if you come down here, you'll notice the difference when you get to certain parts of this, of course, this is I think a different channel, just very weird stuff. And we can see here from this one here, Beep Beep TV. So this one looks kind of suspicious in my opinion, and you see it when you click on here. Why? All I'm saying is, why is there so much content? You know, I could be completely wrong. Why is there so much content around this violent behavior? Note these ones on the side here, related channels, because those we're going to do in order to see if there's some kind of cross-referencing here. Let's go down to the videos. Of course, we'll just click here and then we can look through these videos themselves. Then we'll go through a couple of these, and hey, you know, maybe it's chasing something strange, but there is something strange going on here. Okay, here we are on the Beep Beep channel, Beep Beep TV, and you can see Spider-Man with children. Again, another needle there, a car blowing up, law enforcement, spiders and stuff all over them. Someone's put themselves in the elevator and is being crushed. And then again, spiders all over them again, insects. Here you've got a pregnant, Spider-Man's got some young girl pregnant. Here it looks like the Joker is urinating in the pool. And you can see, is this appropriate content for a child? Again, here is with a lady that has horns, and is with a semi-naked Spider-Man there that looks really like a gimp mask. Okay, it looks like the kind of mask that you see in these fetishes. Here, of course, we have classic Spider-Man baby cheats frozen Elsa baby's whole pizza cake. Again, pizza iconography, because we've seen that used in the past. It's a cockroach on this girl. Looks like this person's stepped in stool. And of course, these are just, how do you say it? These are the thumbnails of the videos, okay? I'm not going to watch the videos themselves. It's sick enough watch it looking at these thumbnails because you know what's going on. Well, I have my speculations. Spider-Man going to the toilet on the ground. Here we have also again engaged with feces. Human feces again. Stealing someone's thing. Again, here we're getting to the ejection symbolism. Ejection in this young girl. She's been ejected. Here's someone's paying another baby for cash. A cat bites someone. Bees again. You know, it's all about suffer, sexualization, and just violence. It's all just violence, authority, being injected constantly. So what would you use this for? Well, apart from attributing to someone's fetishes, people would use this to program children in behavior and acceptance perhaps of injections, being injected with something, sexualization, pregnancy, and this for young children, etc. Cash, money, authority, being beaten, arguing over money here. You've got a frozen, it's probably supposed to be a young girl, pregnant with a child, feces again, and you know, it goes on. So you can see there's a pattern here. The pattern itself is the same repetition, iconography around injections, human feces, spiders on the face, Spider-Man, etc. Go down here a little bit. Something happened here, I don't know. You'd have to watch these. Again, kind of just everything, pulling out teeth. Again, feces, again, stuck in a plastic bag. More cats biting people. Money, again, money. Don't know what any of this means. Fighting over pizza, etc. And on and on. Police cars. You know, just weird. Spiders and insects seem to be overcrop of the face, etc. Bitten by a rat now instead of a cat. Spiders on their legs, etc. I don't mean to go on. The Spider-Man's cutting something off someone's baby's head. And so on and so forth. And here we have someone's stuck a pencil up the rear end of someone, I guess. Joker tricks Spider-Man in class, you know, and that person's bleeding. And this person's been cut, bleeding because of nails or something, baby. You know, more violence, stall, etc. So if we're looking for a pattern here, the best way to do it is using Google's own algorithms, as a matter of fact, because we can see the related channels button here will show us, or this related channels button we can see here. Now this is the, I believe this is the channel button that they pick, so they're going to be picking channels that are like them. So let's have a look. So first we'll just go down to their big cartoon and we'll see what this is. I just clicked on, I've already clicked on videos for that. I just wanted to check out to make sure it wasn't just something completely disgusting before we went on. And I'll check out the other ones previous, because if they're just too over the top, I don't even want to look at them. But here we have spiders on the hands. You see a replication of theme here. Someone stuck in an elevator. We've seen that again. Violence. Someone stuck in an elevator again. This person, individual characters, got stool on their head. Again, spiders, insects, and a pole. Spiders, insects. Someone's getting hit over the head with a bottle. This person's got injection symbolism there. And just pretty much that's what happens. Pizza iconography, cockroach iconography, covered in insects again. These are just cash, people jealous and exchanging cash for something. Someone's jealous, and again, almost the exact replica. Someone's pregnant with another baby. Some mothers like torturing their child. It looks like pizza again. You can see the similar theme here. So what we're going to do is we will go back to the other one. We'll click on this one. Let me just vet this first to make sure it's not too bad. So we're back on here. It's kind of gross, but who cares? You know, well, let's have a look. We got to know, right? We're investigating, saying simple funds, and then a rainbow, etc. Here are the videos. Many and arrested for something. Again, needle iconography, bottles being smashed over heads, someone burning their hands, someone stuck in an elevator once again. You can see the elevator replication models here. Someone cutting off someone's ear with a pair of scissors. Someone pregnant again, cash, money, violence, cash, money, stool. Violence, people cut, cash, money, burning, stall, whatever, getting pregnant, spiders, etc. Even the narratives of them are just replicated with different characters. Spiders on the hands, stall on the feet, cockroaches removed from someone's belly, on and on. More of this stuff here. Again, needle iconography, etc. We'll go down one more and then we'll go to the next channel here. Someone just stool, you know, just feces, human feces, blood it looks like. Nails, someone hammering a baby with nails. So this kind of stuff is probably reported. The whole community is looking at this. So there's, you know, it's reported to the FBI. What else can happen apart from that? I don't know. You know, beetles, bugs, etc. So let's have a look at one more. Okay, so I'm going back here, and of course I'm just going to the related channels. We'll go to Zin Zin Cartoon here. And again, I mean, you can see the similar iconography here. I mean, it's just injection symbolism, violence, someone's ripping someone's clothing off. We'll have a look here. We'll keep on going down to the videos themselves. And it's pretty much very similar, actually. Stool again, urine iconography, I think. Just really weird stuff. And you ask yourself, how can this repeat so much? Someone stuck in an elevator, etc. Cash, stool, someone doing some stool stuff. See, if we just stick on the elevator, someone's stuck in the elevator and they're very injured and they get crushed, that's appeared on all of these channels, okay? That's not just a random thing because, you know, it's different. Someone stalling in a pool, you know, someone torturing a cat, someone pregnant with eggs. I mean, this is, you know, it is what it is. I just wanted to bring that video to your attention. Really, I'm going to be covering this on the outer light, but I've got a lot more investigating to do. it's really sick, you know. So, you know, apart from report it to authorities, flag it via YouTube, there's not really... I mean, the whole community is looking at this right now. We have a lot of very serious individuals trying to figure out what's happening. So don't take my silence on the issue of not talking about it ad nauseum on my channel to think that, you know, we aren't investigating this. A lot of people and a lot watching these channels very closely, as we did Heart's Progress, because that's not the case. A lot of people are watching this very closely at the moment to try to figure out what is the you know, how would you approach trying to get this content removed, because it would be very difficult actually, because, you know, it'd just be very difficult, you know, through YouTube's process. I mean, but I just wanted to give everyone the heads up that that's what I believe is happening anyway, and a lot of other researchers, we believe that there is a conspiracy involving a fetish system of channels being set up, literally involving not millions, but millions and millions of views now, involving hundreds and hundreds of channels that are creating fetish content, violent content aimed at children for some reason, maybe to change the psychology. Later on in this week sometime, I will be doing another report on this, actually on the outer light, but I'll have to get all my ducks in a row. A lot of research to go, trying to find the overriding pattern throughout all of this and trace it back to somewhere. Mostly these things are projected out of fetish, pedophilic communities that are just looking for code phrasing and wording, because to them childhood isn't like an innocent place like it is for most of us. It's like a sexualized place. So they these things turn them on, etc. And they're just different than we are. They're different kinds of people. And just look at this channel here. Again, I'm not like picking random channels from a search engine. I'm actually just picking the channels under the recommended there. If you go to the actual site, let's take a look. So here we are on Beep TV, and we can go down all of those. So I literally went to all their related channels. These are just bridge networks, so when someone looks at this, they go, okay, these are the channels. Now these are the algorithm related channels by YouTube. So if you wanted to know what the people are that look at this channel, they would also look at those channels there. Those are the algorithm community rated ones. So that algorithm from Google will tell us a lot about tracing this back to the network. Here you have related channels here, Colorful Club, etc. These are the ones that someone's edited from the site and placed on there. So here you have the culture as, in essence, a very dark side of humanity. And it's important to bring this to attention to people, which I will be reporting on. I'm investigating this right now, but that'll come later in this week once I've got some more ducks in a row. Of course, accusing these channels of pedophilia is quite serious. So, or accusing them of that is quite serious. So you have to really figure out if that, you know, how to get around that, you know, get around that as a matter of fact, and what is the evidence? How do we, because we know, right? We know something really sick's going on. The point is that how do we prove it? How do we prove that these people are associated with that? Because we need proof in order to really kind of, you know, to do something about it, apart from reporting on it. But I will be reporting on it in the future. As far as the proof that we know, of course, looking at this, we know these places are just full of sickness. But as far as just finding evidence trail to take to law enforcement, to see the wider network and who the kinds of people are making this content, well, that's something you need proof or bring to the attention of the FBI. Definitely think about packaging these up, you know, in the future of the weeks, if you feel so inclined, to write down these channels and forward this kind of information to the FBI or the authorities. The only problem is most of these channels, I would say, will be outside the United States. Looked like most of that one, for instance, one was in Saudi. It looked like Arabian script. I expect they're India, whatever places these are placed. And it'll be very, very hard to take it down. But we'll see what happens in the future. I mean, honestly, looking at this stuff just gives me a migraine, really. I just look at it and it's just so sick. You know, it's like we woke up in a different world, really. I mean, I was never exposed to this kind of stuff a year ago. I almost lived in some kind of fairy tale land where the stuff just, well, say 2 or 3 years ago, where stuff like this I knew it happened, but I wasn't like actively researching it myself. In the meantime, this is Ed from The Outer Light. Thank you to all my patrons. I just wanted to give you a little glimpse into behind the curtain, what a lot of people are researching now, so you can come to terms with what you face in the world, really. Go into your own research, decide for yourselves, of course, and come to your own conclusions. This is Ed from The Outer Light. Stay safe, and I'll see you all later.